Award-winning actress Jennifer Shaw was convinced I had deliberately tipped off the paparazzi about our relationship, hoping to use the exposure to pressure her into marriage. She grabbed my chin and splashed scalding water across my face. You're no different from all those men clawing their way to the top. You want fame? Fine. I'll make you famous. Famous enough that you won't dare show your face again. Within days, I was blacklisted online. With a burnt face and a crippled right hand, I was thrown out of her villa on a night of pouring rain. That same evening, she walked the red carpet arm in arm with a rising young star, soaking in the thunderous applause. I dragged my suitcase down the deserted road and disappeared into the rain. For years later, we crossed paths again on a parenting reality show. She watched as I stepped onto the stage as an ordinary guest, a little girl beside me who openly rolled her eyes at her. Her eyes reddened as she moved to block my way. Where did you get that child? She demanded. What are you trying to do? Chapter 1. The studio felt like a freezer, the air conditioning on full blast. I zipped up Noelle's jacket as she buzzed with excitement. Her cheeks were rosy with anticipation. I let out a resigned sigh. Daddy, is that the Super Babies dash forward track? It looks super easy. Noelle pointed at the stage's centerpiece, her eyes alight with the thrill of the challenge. I tousled her hair gently. Noelle, let's make a deal. Once we're done here, we'll head straight home. Your mom's waiting for us to have dinner. I would not have dreamed of entering that world if Noelle had not been glued to the TV, watching the show's trailer. She begged to take part right after we had landed and were still shaking off the jet lag, especially since it meant running into the last person I wanted to see. I had heard Jennifer Shaw had become a celebrated actress, her trophy shelf heavy with awards, her calendar booked solid. A family variety show like that should not have been on her radar. However, then the host's voice boomed. Ding, let's welcome our special observer, Jennifer Shaw. My hands froze as I adjusted Noelle's collar. Jennifer ascended on the platform, stunning in a wine-red gown, her presence commanding, her red lips a bold statement. The audience's screams threatened to tear the roof off. Instinctively, I lowered my cap, hoping to blend in with the crowd of non-celebrity guests. I was there for my daughter, nothing more. I wanted to stay under the radar and get through the recording. That was the plan. However, Jennifer's gaze cut through the sea of faces, zeroing in on me with laser precision. I saw the shock ripple through her, quickly replaced by a look I knew all too well, one of contempt and derision. It's been a while, Cedric. She blatantly disregarded the host, who was mid-speech, grabbed a mic, and called out to me from across the stage. Her voice boomed through the speakers, dripping with condescension. I inhaled deeply, stood tall, and met her gaze with calm resolve. Miss Shaw, you've got the wrong guy. Jennifer scoffed and said, wrong? Cedric, I'd know you're phony. Pretentious act anywhere, even if you were turned into ashes. She strutted toward me in her towering heels, her commanding aura making the crowd shrink back. You promised to vanish when I kicked you out of the villa. So, what happened? She stopped in front of me, looking down as if I were nothing but trash. Now, here you are with some kid from who knows where, crashing the variety show I'm on. Who's this little act for? Chapter 2. Her arrogance was so absurd that it made me laugh, though I was seething inside. I was the longest standing man in her life, and I really thought we would make it. However, every time I brought up going public, she would brush it off, saying, why mess with my career when my love for you is steady? Isn't it better for a man to support from the shadows? Then, our private photos suddenly leaked online. Her fanboys tore me apart online, and her admirers set me up. She convinced herself I was the leaker, hungry for fame, and trying to trap her into marriage. The memory of the scalding water on my face that night still stung. However, what hurt more was my right hand, scarred and useless for the piano after the burn. Jennifer. I faced her, my voice steady, free from the old days of yielding. I've lost all interest in you. I'm here for one reason. To have fun with my daughter. Jennifer's laughter was sharp, her eyes locking onto Noelle with disbelief. You're not interested in me, Cedric? Do you even believe